Hello guys, Dylan Gals here. Again. Today we'll be continuing the amazing human body. Now, with that out of the way, let's get right into it. The amazing human body. Blood. Blood is the red stuff that oozes out when you get a cut. It's very important as it is the fluid that travels throughout the body, like from the head to the toes, and keeps your body going like a transport system. It carries oxygen and nourishment from the digested food to every part of the body and removes the waste we don't need. Blood helps to fight infections and keeps the body healthy. It also acts as a temperature regulator, stopping us from getting too hot or too cold. The average adult has about 10 pints of blood in their body. Fun fact, half your body's red blood cells are replaced every 7 days. Did you know 1 drop of blood contains 5 million red blood cells, 7,000 white blood cells, 5 platelet cells? How does your blood travel around the body? The blood travels around the body in a highly effective circulation system. By our heart, our blood is carried around in tubes called arteries and veins, which are known as the body's blood vessels. How cool! Blood also contains water, sugar, salt, hormones, vitamins, fat, and protein. Let's just type out it. You know, it takes less than 60 seconds to pump blood to every body. Blood transfusions. Sometimes people need more blood than their bodies can produce. For example, if you lose blood during an accident, in these cases, you need a blood transfusion. Replaces the blood you have lost. This is normally done in hospitals and takes between 1 to 4 hours depending on how much blood is needed. Hospitals store blood in a blood bank and is connected from volunteer donors. The blood is stored in separate supplies of cells and plasma. How cool! 1 pint of donated blood can save the lives of 4 people. In the U.S., an average of 43,000 pints of donated blood are used in hospitals every day. Fun fact, blood gets thicker and higher as you climb up a mountain. This is because the blood needs to make extra red blood cells to carry more oxygen around. The air has less oxygen in high altitude areas. You know, the heart pumps around 79.3 million gallons of blood on the body in lifetime. That's enough to fill 5,500 large swimming pools. Blood types. There are 4 different blood types of blood, and these are blood groups. Blood groups are you only accept blood that is compatible with our own blood group. Or cells in another blood group it does not recognize. Blood group A. Give blood to people A or AB. Blood AB. Only give blood A. Blood group O. Can donate blood to anyone. Blood group B. AB. Arteries and veins. Arteries and veins are the field lines and plumbing in the body, and these blood vessels, arteries and veins, carry blood all over the body and deliver the oxygen, nutrients from food. The hormones required, as well as clearing all the waste products such as carbon. Fun fact: if all the blood vessels in your body were laid end to end, they would reach about 60,000 miles. Artery. Arteries are the thickest blood vessels through the body. There are major arteries. Both start at the heart. One of the arteries is called the aorta, and the other is called the pulmonary artery. Aorta has oxygen-rich blood pumped from it. The heart start of a circulation process. Domestic circulation. The aorta goes through the center of the body and branches off into other arteries in the direction of the head and neck. Arms and legs. From these main arteries, there are more branching out from arterioles. Arterioles then spread out to a network of tiny capillaries. Delivered to the cells. The capillaries also connect veins and the blood from the artery cells. It picks up what, namely carbon dioxide, mainly carbon dioxide, and turns via capillaries to veins. It is a myth that arteries only carry. Other major arteries connected to the heart, coronary artery. Heart pumps deoxygenated by aorta. Pulmonary artery heads to the lungs, splitting into two. One branch goes to the left lung, the other branch goes to the right lung. The artery further branches out into arterioles, which then spread out across the tiny capillary, pick up oxygen, turn via complex veins, and the heart for pumping around the body. Red blood cells flow through the vein. Blood arteries. Every pound of fat gained causes blood to make 7 new miles of blood vessels. This extra distance makes it much harder. Strong pipes. The wall of arteries have 3 layers. Epithelium on the inside and has a smooth line for blood to flow over. Media, the middle part of the artery, and is a layer of muscle and elastic tissue. And Devia is a tough covering that protects the outside of the artery. Veins. Veins are made up of the same material as arteries, but they are not as muscular or as thick. They carry blood back to the heart, as they are not as muscular to stop blood from back on itself. Veins have valves allowing blood to flow one way. There are 2 major veins called the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, one above the heart and the other below. The pulmonary artery. Some vein takes oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to the heart, ready to be pumped across the body. Chalktastic. Some scientists have suggested that chocolate is the cardiovascular system. Coca, the main ingredient in chocolate, is antioxidant, lower blood pressure. Your heart does not have worked so. If Buster. By popular belief, veins are not blue in color. Neither is the blood blue. Many people believe the veins are of blue color. Seafood blood is being treated, and so also blue in color. In fact, veins here blue. Of light penetration. Nose. The nose is a very important piece of equipment to reduce the smell and taste, but also to protect the body from infections. Smells good. Did you know most of our taste is actually smell? The back of your mouth is linked to your nose so you can smell the food as you chew it. Ew. Get a cold, tiny hairs in your nose get clogged with gunky mucus. This can stop you from smelling and even tasting. The mucus is created as a side effect of the nose trying to beat the infection. How cool. Nose joke. Although we do not have a nose as sensitive as dogs, we can still remember over 50,000 smells. So, know that the air from a sneeze is 100 miles per. This is another good reason to cover and mouth when you hear one coming up. Famous nose. Albert Weaver, an American official smeller. He was the dean of 2 dozen for analysis, food sniffer, working for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. According to the well-known source, Weaver had a gratitude camera testing food with test tubes and microscopes from SDA's New York district. Manhattan in 43. The call came from the Boston office, given of suspect ocean way to test partly decomposed fish collected that day 35 years. Sipping everything from dog food to soft drink. Not go chip though. You all know the story of Pinchot, long wooden nose. Every time nose would grow longer, so make sure you always tell the truth. Respiratory system and the lungs. The respiratory system enables the body to breathe the oxygen from the air around us and breathe out carbon dioxide. The body has billions of cells that need a constant supply of oxygen to enable them to release energy from the food you have eaten. This energy keeps all the cells that you have making up your body alive. The right waste from the cell's energy is released as carbon dioxide, which is poisonous to the cells and is removed from the body when we breathe out. The main organ in the respiratory system is the lungs. We have 2 lungs, one on each side of the chest, separated by the heart and protected by the bony ribcage. How cool! The movement of the air in the lungs starts by breathing air in through the nose or mouth and into the windpipe, also called the trachea. The air then goes through the bronchus and the bronchioles and finally into the alveoli, which are little air sacs in the lungs. The oxygen in the air and the alveoli are exchanged in the blood, and the carbon dioxide from the blood exchanged the air sac to breathe out. The oxygen down in the blood is taken by the pulmonary vein to the supply oxygen to all the cells. As you breathe in, your lungs stretch out and take up lots of air, but as you breathe out, your lungs can squash down by force out all the air. Breathing is held by the ribs and the diaphragm. The muscle sitting under lungs fill with air, your ribcage rises outwards and then out. This is helped by diaphragm moving down, up as you breathe and out. Now, did you know the lungs are just like a rabbit warren? Lots of tunnels ending in air sacs, or the alveoli. However, it's not rabbits running around in these tunnels, but oxygen from the air you breathe. Oxygen enters all these tunnels as breathe in and races around until it reaches all the alveoli. The alveoli are covered in tiny blood capillaries which take the oxygen into the blood, carry it around your whole body. The lungs. From the outside, lungs look like a pair of soggy, spongy bags that sit inside your ribs. But the inside is filled with high-tech breathing technology that keeps you alive. Two large tubes called the bronchi connect the lungs to the bottom of the trachea. And these then branch off into tubes or bronchi that get smaller and smaller and smaller, finally connecting to the 30,000 tiny bronchial tubes. Easy way to imagine the bronchi is picturing them like a big tree. At the end of each bronchiole are special little air sacs called alveoli. There are about 600 million alveoli in the lungs. And if you stretch them out, they would cover an entire tennis court. The oxygen from the air as we breathe ends up in the alveoli. Each alveoli has a mesh-like covering of very small blood vessels called capillaries. These capillaries exchange oxygen into the blood from the air you have breathed in. The carbon dioxide from the blood is exchanged through the alveoli that we breathe out. The oxygen, which has now been transferred to the blood, is taken by the pulmonary vein to the heart, where it can be pumped out all around the body and supply oxygen to cells. This process of breathing is an automatic action triggered by the level of carbon dioxide in the blood. This is controlled by the media guy. In the base of the brain, the diaphragm is a thin, dome-shaped muscle below the lungs that helps you breathe and separates the lungs from the stomach and intestines. When you breathe in, the diaphragm tightens and moves downwards. This increases the space in the chest cavity so that the lungs can expand. Keeping your lungs healthy. Smoking isn't good for any part of the body, and the lungs especially hate it. Cigarette smoke damages the cilia and the trachea, stopping them from keeping dirt and other substances out of the lungs. Chemicals in cigarette smoke damage the alveoli and can cause the wall of the alveoli to break down, making it much harder to breathe. Cigarette smoke can also damage the cells of the lungs, destroying the healthy cells and replacing them with cancer. If you need to work with chemicals in an art or make sure you wear a protective mask to keep fumes from entering the lungs. Did you know the alveoli in the lungs look like tiny bunches of grapes? A diet high in fresh grapes has been shown to reduce the risk of lung cancer, myasthenia, lung disease. Fun facts. You can live with one lung. Limits your physical ability, but it doesn't stop you from living relatively. Most people around the world live with just one lung. People who have large lung capacity and oxygen can increase your lung capacity exercise. Resting, the average adult breathes 12 to 20. digestive system. The digestive system is made up of a lot of hollow organs contained within a long tube, like a sausage, without any filling. This is called the digestive tract. Digestive tract starts at the mouth and goes all the way through the torso to the anus. Organs that make up the digestive tract are the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. Why am I important? The main role of the digestive system is to help the body grow and to provide energy. In turn, gives humans the ability to live. Two other organs that make up the digestive system are the pancreas and liver, both of which play a crucial role in the human body. Ew. If you happen to get germs or viruses in your stomach, or you eat food with a lot of bacteria in it, or you feel nervous or subject your body to movement such as a car journey, and sometimes the stomach or intestines try to expel the food by applying muscle to push food back rather than down. This carries on until it reaches the mouth, making you vomit. And that is for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.